how do ACs really work? Well, in today's episode of Tips for Realtors, we're going to be removing the magic and the mystery that surround this very simple home system. When I was a kid, I thought ACs worked kind of like a fan blowing across a cold block of ice, and that chilled air would then be shot out into the home through fans. Well, that's actually not far from the truth, but my understanding of that process was exactly the opposite of what was really happening. And to understand what I mean by that, we're going to have to learn how heat and cold move. That's right, heat moves towards cold or cold surfaces. Think paparazzi gravitating to Alec Baldwin. Maybe I got that one backwards. Look at Alec, he's all over that guy. Heat moves or transfers to cold. The greater the heat and the colder the cold, the faster that transfer will take place. Basically what we've got going on inside of an air handler inside of a home is that hot air is being pulled in from the return and being forced to pass over that condenser coil. And that condenser coil is full of refrigerant. And that refrigerant in its natural state under low pressure is really cold. It's about 40 degrees. Now remember, we said that the greater the temperature difference, the faster that transfer happens. Now the air that's being drawn into that return, that air can be anywhere between 75 and 80 degrees. And that temperature difference between that and the evaporator coil is about 35 to 40 degrees. That's a big difference. So that hot air that's being pulled in is transferring very quickly its heat from the air, and it's being soaked up and absorbed by the refrigerant line. And that's at that point that hot refrigerant, and I know that sounds like a contradiction in terms, but that hot refrigerant is exactly what it is. It's being pumped outside the building to the compressor and to the condenser unit. Now, any type of liquid that's put under extreme pressure is going to heat up. In a lot of cases, it turns to gas. And that's exactly what's happening outside the home in the compressor and in that condenser. Pressure is being applied to the liquid refrigerant with the compressor, and that compressor is then forcing that liquid refrigerant into these little fins and these capillaries that create even more pressure. And that's allowing the refrigerant to boil off all the heat. It's creating a lot of heat inside of that condenser unit, and then you've got that fan running at the bottom of it outside the house that's blowing off all that heat into the atmosphere outside the home. And that's exactly what's happening. What we're doing here is not blowing cold air into the house. What we're doing is transferring heat from inside the house and boiling off and blowing it off outside the home. That's why AC units in Florida are called heat pumps. And that heat pump is literally pumping hot air from inside the home outside the home. So that's pretty much the exact opposite of what I thought when I was a kid. It's not cold air being pumped in, it's hot air being pumped out. If you found this video helpful, please like and share, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.